Hi, this is Scott Orland with Cinema Magazine, the worldwide phenomenon that is unorthodox on Netflix. We're going to actually get a little closer perspective on it. I'm here speaking to him in Israel, is one of the stars of the movie, Amit Ruchav. So, Toda Rabah, thank you so much for being with us. Talk a little bit
בבקשה, איזה
about
כיף.
this phenomenon, because I was one of the people that Netflix has so many different shows. It kind of popped up, and until people around me kept saying, you have to watch this, I started following it. How surprised have you been at this reaction?
Yeah, so I have been surprised because we never imagined this kind of love and amount of attention this show is getting. Which really, when we filmed it, it wasn't supposed to be that huge, but then this quarantine state is forcing everyone to stay at home, and it just suddenly happened, and suddenly it got to where it is today, and it's so exciting. It is very exciting.
You grew up in Israel, but the show takes place in Brooklyn, in New York. Did you actually go film there? And if you did, what was your cultural perspective on that community?
Yeah, so I did grow up in Israel, and we did film in Brooklyn. Um, it was towards the end of the filming, so we started in Berlin and then we moved to Brooklyn. But then, yeah, it was very interesting to be there and suddenly feel it come alive, because we've only like copied the feeling and all the culture. We brought it to Berlin. We just like copied it to there. Our set designer and the creator and the costume designer, they made it happen in Berlin. But then suddenly being in Brooklyn and seeing it all come alive was so interesting to me. And I tried to fit in there when we filmed there, but I didn't succeed, because anyone could tell that they could tell that I'm not a part of the community. But then it was so I felt like I was almost a part um, of the of the of the scenery there. But yeah, it was so interesting to see like the shops, the people, the daily routine and daily life there, because um, I live in Tel Aviv, which is very secular, and then obviously we've got Jerusalem and so many religious people in Israel, but then to see it in Brooklyn, which is not in Israel, is something very unique and special.
Now, I understand that you had to learn to speak Yiddish, this
Yeah,
language, going on there,
yeah.
but you had a little advantage in that your co-star has been a friend of yours for years. Talk about that bonding that you and Shira had that kind of worked for the, essence of the story.
Yeah, so Shira and I are friends for like we've been friends for the past 10 years, and it's so I feel so lucky to do this project with her. Obviously because she's the best actress ever and she's so good, which is so relieving to act next to such a superstar, and really, and then other than that we're really close friends. So it was very easy to act alongside with her, because like the even the intimate scenes, we knew how to approach them, and we spoke before, and we knew that we're very serious about this, and we knew to put the fun aside. um, Although we did have lots of dance breaks in our trailers and like to let the stress out, so we did laugh a lot in between, but then because we are friends we knew to put the fun aside and to trust each other, in order for it to like seem realistic, and that we really I don't know, hate each other or disagree on some stuff. We had to trust each other, and I'm very lucky to have had Shira with me over there.
You talked a little bit about before when you first started filming, you shot in Berlin. Now, this is
Yeah.
for German magazine for our online edition. So, talk a little bit about your experience in Germany, in Berlin specifically. Had you been there before? Culturally, how much were you able to kind of get out and see the city?
Yeah, I have been in Berlin before. I've got a sister who lives there, so I've been there some like maybe 3 to 4 times before, and then suddenly to be living there for 3 or 4 months was it was really fun. I love Berlin. Um, I didn't have a lot of time to hang around and just like um, see some places. So I mainly stayed in my apartment, like studying the lines, the Yiddish part. It was so challenging. So I had to give it the right amount of time. Um, but then when I had some free time, I used to ride my bikes all over. And I loved Berlin so much, and we had the best weather. Um, and I was very lucky to be living there in like one of the best cities that you could find.
Just summing up, you look at this, your character, Young, and at the very beginning, there's definitely an abrasiveness that we kind of experience a little bit. But as the show goes on, I don't want to give anything away. There's a humanity in him. There's something that, he almost wants to break away from some of the traditions as well, but he can't. I don't want to say, do you feel sorry for somebody like that? Or are you more empathetic? That do you realize that sometimes, no matter what religion you are, that you get so swept up in the history and in your family that you don't have the personal freedom?
Definitely, yeah. Was I love the character of Yankee so much because you had you had to look at him with compassion, and you like I I couldn't allow myself to be judgmental about Yankee because he grew up in those circumstances, and he knows only one truth, and this is the only thing he knows, that like this is the right thing, and like this is how he should behave. He has his mother and the whole community, and looking at him and like telling him how he should approach like troubles in his life. So he doesn't know a lot, but then, his journey to Berlin um, gives him the opportunity to explore life and discover that there are so many things out there, and it's like there's a lot of gray in between the black and white. Um, and I feel like he finds it out like in the hard way, but he does. He eventually achieves this this like eye-opening experience.
Okay, before I let you go, any tidbit? Will there be a season two?
As for now, I don't think so. As for now, but who knows? You know, we all thought that we're going to be on the red carpets, but we're all at home. So who knows? No one can know what's going to happen.
Well, I cannot thank you enough. Terrific show.
Thank you
This
so
really has
much.
been a cultural and intellectual revelation. So I really appreciate you taking the time. And this is
Thank
Scott Orr.
you.
Till next time.
Thank you so much.
Now